Well, there's not much to say. The Astros were shut out, and Hogan looked like a Cy Young winner. So, hey, let's talk about it on this edition of Locked On Astros.
Jon Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros. We hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Eric Talkstros. Find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Thank you for making us part of your daily routine, whether it's on YouTube. Go and subscribe to us. Go and hit that little red button down there that says subscribe. Give us a big fat thumbs up while you're at it, and go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, go and check us out, and go and check out Michael Connor with the Locked On Astros postcast as well. He does a great job as well. This episode of the Locked On Astros podcast is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. The right stay can make you a fan of any city except for Dallas, even your rivals. Check out Booking.com for your stay today. Brett, where can they find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Stros411 on X and on Facebook. They can also find me on Back to the Bullpen on Instagram, on YouTube, and on X. Look, I'm always positive, always Stros. I'm positive. I hate when we play the Oakland A's. I'm positive when Aledmys Diaz is behind the plate. I'm positive. I can't stand when we make the A's look like World Series champions. What a feeble attempt. Not a whole lot of energy tonight. You know, it's funny. Spencer Getty settled down, after the 4 runs. And is it just me, or are there other people out there? I need to know if I'm in this boat by myself, Eric. I need to ask you in those watching. Is it annoying to you as well when the Astros are losing 4-0 and Yordan Alvarez goes down on like 3 straight strikes, that they show a highlight of him hitting a 430-foot shot in Oakland and talk about his home runs and how he's like 1 home run away from getting one out? And like, it seems like all these great Astros highlights and memories come up when we're down. And I'm like, I don't care about that right now. It means nothing to me. I don't know. Am I the only one that gets annoyed by that stuff? I guess they're trying to stay positive. I guess they're trying to talk about something like that's not getting you down. It just really annoys me at times. I don't know. Have you noticed that?
No, I think it's just you. I think that's just something that you focus on. I just focus on the game.
Thanks for having my back, Eric. Thank you. God,
well, I'm just too busy looking at this guy that keeps on appearing every game on the screen. Buy Astros merchandise. Look like H-Town Wheelhouse.
Hey, you know what? And I don't get paid a single penny for that, okay? I'm also in the yearbook. That same picture's in the yearbook. I need to find that photograph. I want to find that photograph, put it up in my room. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, it's kind of a cool nod. It's a great memory. But someone literally asked me the other day, and the reason I said, they were like, "Do you get paid for that?" I'm like, no. They just took a picture and they're just using me up. It's okay.
Yeah, like somebody said, it is terrible timing. Yeah, I think that they have scheduled when they're going to do certain things, and it just so happened he struck out at that moment. But I don't look too deep into that type of stuff. I do look into the Astros putting up 8 hits and at one point having bases loaded with 1 out, and then grounding into a double play with Jake Myers up there. I almost said Marisnik, but the Astros were 1 for 6 with the bases with runners in scoring position. They left 8 runners on base today. It was not a good game in terms of the risk, and it was a situation where you had Aledmys Diaz come up for the first time for the Houston Astros. He is batting he is batting 94 for the season with a 215 OPS.
He was batting 108. I am really surprised, and I thought it was a little precocious, or I thought it was a little off-putting that you put Diaz in the very first game that he's with the club. It
makes sense. What did they do that when they brought Jose Abreu back? They put him in the lineup. If you bring
No,
somebody
no,
into a situation like this where he's had a terrible season, like Aledmys
no,
Diaz, you're gonna put him in the starting
Eric,
lineup.
no, no. That's exactly my point. You don't put him in the lineup hitting 108. You don't put him in the lineup when you just got through playing 3 games in Seattle and you struggle to score runs. And you need this win because the other 2 teams are playing crappy teams. And Seattle's barely hanging on to a 1-0 lead because the Angels are just as crappy as the Oakland A's. But the Oakland A's have been playing better.
Yeah.
They've been playing better, Eric. I'm not saying don't play Diaz. You obviously have him in there. You obviously DFA'd Hensley. You sent Kessinger back to AAA. But why put him in and Chaz in the same lineup on the same day? I was not thrilled with the lineup when I saw it. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm like, come on, man. Like you got to give yourself a little bit better chance to win. This offense has not been hitting well. I mean, they just played against a really, really tough pitching staff. And the A's guys had your number. I mean, gosh, at least pinch hit somebody. I mean, give Singleton a chance every once in a while. I don't know. I just, look, tit for tat. You can split hairs. You can do what you want. You basically got to watch this and move forward. Like there's nothing you can do. You just got to move on.
Yeah, the A's are actually playing really good baseball right now. We didn't talk about this in yesterday's show, but this is actually a definition of a trap series. You had Spencer Arrighetti in 10 innings before today's game. He gave up 5 runs, and this Harris has done some damage against the Astros. He did that today. Hogan Harris pitched, 6 2/3 innings for he was taken out, something like that. I guess I could look at the actual stats, but 6 2/3, I was right. 7 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. With 7 hits and 2 walks, typically you're going to at least get 1 run or something. But Harris found a way to get himself out of jams. And that's something that Spencer Arrighetti could not do. And he gave up 3 runs in what inning was it? The 3rd, and 1 run in the 4th inning. But to his credit, he pitched another 2 shutout innings. So what we're seeing is Arrighetti has the ability to kind of buckle up and just kind of go out there, because Jake Bloss is going to be on the mound tomorrow. And who knows how deep he's going to go in that game. So you don't want to burn your bullpen in today's game. So that's why you saw Arrighetti. And I saw a lot of people in our Discord chat saying, well, watch them bring him out for the 5th inning. Ha, ha, ha. He went out there for his 6th inning. The reason why was because Bloss is going to go out there. He hasn't gone too deep in too many starts. And so this is where the Astros are right now.
So here's the deal. The A's, the 4 A's pitchers combined to hand Houston their first shutout since June 18th. 4th time they've been shut out this season. Mason Miller's final pitch, 102.5.
Mm-hmm.
Mason Miller can absolutely shove. No offense, Astros fans, but I love watching that guy pitch, even if it's against us. Wow, what a young talent that is. And if they don't do something with him at the trade deadline and get some prospects, I mean, I guess they're going to hold on to him. Did you hear? Their next season when we play them, they'll be in Sacramento. It was like 110 or 115 degrees in Sacramento today. They say the heat is way worse than it is in Oakland. So they'll have fun with that. And with a stadium that doesn't seat that many, it'll be interesting. I may want to go out there if it's early in the summer. That might be kind of cool. Go watch them play in Sacramento.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that there's a lot of teams that have come out and said that they are going to be making some moves at the trade deadline. As we see today, you have a young pitcher, Spencer Arrighetti. He's doing all he can. In 18 start, he has a 5.65 ERA. He's doing what he can. He either gives you a good start or a bad start. Bloss is just kind of filling in until Justin Verlander is able to come back.
Right.
Luis Garcia was able to throw some pitches, and he's throwing up to 91 miles per hour. So he's on the way back. So the Astros are making some positive strides, but they're going to have to make a addition at the trade deadline if they want to compete. They can't go in there with this 3-man rotation like they have right now. And Hunter Brown is your ace right now. It's not Framber Valdez. It's not anybody else. And until Justin Verlander comes back and says, I'm the ace, that's what we got. So we'll go and continue this conversation in a second. Thank you for listening to the Locked On Astros podcast. Hey guys, let's go and talk about booking.com. With summer travel heating up, why don't you go and try booking.com? If you want to travel like Brett wants to Sacramento next year, go ahead, and with all the hotels, bed and breakfasts, vacation rentals, resorts, so much on booking.com, you might just find your perfect stay, even in your baseball's rival city. If you want to go watch the Astros play when they play in LA, good luck there. But if you want to go watch them, that's fine too. But it's fun to get out. And I want to do that a little bit more. Just get out, just go to booking.com, find a place and go. And just get out there and just have some fun. So from hotels that look over stadiums to friendly family resorts, booking.com has so many choices for across the U.S. for your summer travel. The right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your rivals. Book today on booking.com or on the site at booking.com.app. Booking.yeah.
That's right. And this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. You know I love sports. I love them so much. I never want them to stop, even when the Astros aren't playing great. But that's okay. You know, look, the playoffs are winding down. I actually watched some Olympic basketball today. It was pretty exciting. The men taking on Germany. And even though that's going on, sports aren't sporting like they used to. And so the problem then becomes, as a human being, you wonder, well, how and what am I going to bet on? Well, FanDuel has got you covered because you can dream up bets you want to, whatever mood you're in. So for this summer, FanDuel's hooking all customers up with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com and start making the most of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball.
Guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to us. Make us first listen, Apple, Odyssey, Spotify. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, go and check us out. Become an everyday or somebody listens to our podcast every day. Go and check us out on your Amazon Fire TV stick. All you have to do is search the free channels app. Go ahead and search baseball, Houston Astros, and you can go ahead and find Brett and I on your big 65-inch, 72-inch, 85-inch, whatever inch TV screen.
115-inch wall screen.
Exactly. Projector TV, or even if you want to watch us on your little phone, you can watch us on your phone.
There's a comment that's making me laugh. I don't think Mom's spaghetti had playoff blood in them.
Oh, speaking of which, guess what I made my girlfriend tonight?
Oh, please don't.
I made spaghetti with corn.
Why? No, Eric. No. It was supposed to be the one time you made it and you realized the error of your ways. No. Oh, that's why the Astros lost. That's why Eric Getty lost.
No.
It was the spaghetti corn. Yes.
I've made it since. I didn't even think that Eric Getty was pitching today.
Eric. No. Eric, you jinxed it.
No.
I just like this guy called him Mom Spaghetti. You got to find something to laugh about. Oh my gosh. Dude, this season is going to be the death of me. This season is so it's just insane. Hey, the Angels tied it. It's 1-1.
Oh, it is?
We still have hope to stay a percentage point in first place. How pathetic does that sound, Eric? How pathetic does that sound? We're hoping that Seattle gets, anyways, I digress. But hey, you know, Eric, there are some things that we can be excited about. I think Victor Caratini coming back is huge. You know, Salazar is back down with the club. He went back to AAA as well. He's no longer with the club. But Caratini coming back with his offense, you would love to see him infuse some life into the offense. You would like to see him back. But there's, you know, some other talk, and there's a lot of people being DFA'd around here. Paxton, the big Maple Leaf guy, you know, the guy that had the eagle land on his shoulder, you know, 8-2 with the Dodgers. But Eric, he was DFA'd. Like I'm like, why are we DFAing guys that are 8-2? And it was to make room for pitchers that were injured. But I real quick want to explain the DFA process. Just give people a couple highlights, because when you DFA someone, you don't automatically lose them. Okay. That player is immediately removed from the club's 40-man roster within 7 days of the transaction. The player can either be traded or placed on outright or unconditional release waivers. If the player is claimed off waivers by another club, he is immediately added to the team's 40-man roster, at which point he can be optioned to the minor leagues. That's if he has minor league options remaining or assigned to his new 26-man team. Now, this is another key point. If the player clears outright waivers, he may be assigned outright to the minor league. However, players with more than 5 years of major league service time can reject an assignment to the minor leagues, and players with more than 3 years service time or have been previously outrighted may reject the outright assignment in favor of free agency in lieu of assignment. If the player does clear unconditional release waivers, he is unconditionally released. So there are guys out there that we could go get, but someone like a Paxton would have to clear waivers. Ty France would have to clear waivers. There are some names out there, and I know Ty France isn't having the best year, but we're like one season away from Ty France actually going out there and balling out at first base for the Mariners. And I'm sorry, I would love to see France and Paxton both in Astros uniforms destroying Mariners at the end of the season. That would be so satisfying. But the Astros are going to make decisions. They made this one decision with Diaz. I think Diaz will pay off more than it hurts them. Tonight, you would have loved Eric for him to get some RBIs in the situation he was in, but unfortunately didn't get it done.
Yeah, and I think with Ty France, I think he said he's just kind of in a holding pattern right now, and
okay,
I think it's going to be decided at noon tomorrow
okay,
if he's able to be a free agent or not. So he's going to make the decision of where he can go. He's not going to accept a minor league option, so he's definitely going to become a free agent. So at that time, he's going to likely choose a team. So teams are going to reach out to him. The Astros could reach out to him, but will it happen? I don't know. It just depends on how much they like him. Paxton is an interesting name. The Astros are in desperate need for a guy like that. So like you said, it removes them immediately from the 40-man roster. So they could actually put him out for a trade. So if the Astros are because it's not like where you have a huge negotiation,
right.
a hold on it. You can just say, okay, we want Paxton. What would it take? And it's basically sometimes it's just like a single A prospect or something like that. Nothing.
I mean, honestly, Eric, I would, and someone on X was saying that, you know, we value Pedro Leon way too much because of his age and how long he's been there, but the way he's hitting, Paxton would be a guy that I would give up Leon and another guy for, because think about it, Eric. Paxton has made all of his starts. He's made all of his starts. He's not an injury guy. He's a veteran. He is a big body pitcher. He has the experience. And this would be a guy that would be perfectly inserted. And he was with the Dodgers. He was on a winning club. And you know what? If you happen just by the grace of God getting into the World Series and you happen to play the Dodgers, it might not be a bad thing to have someone that was a Dodgers pitcher on your staff. So look, that's in a perfect scenario. Everything works out. I love Paxton as someone coming here. I think it's going to be someone like that the Astros are going to have to get, but I would not be upset if he came here.
Well, he actually signed a $7 million deal this year with the Dodgers. So the Astros would be, or whatever team. No, actually, if he's DFA'd and if he's goes through waivers, then the team claims him will only have to pay the major league minimum. But if he's traded, then the team that trades for him will have to take on the entire contract.
Right.
But you have to understand where the Astros are. They're probably not at the top of the waivers. There's going to be other teams that are going to have a higher waiver, and probably need a pitcher just as much as the Astros do. So they may think it's important enough to go ahead and say, hey, if we're going to go over the second luxury tax threshold, which the Astros are about 2.2 million away from passing the second luxury tax threshold, that could be issue. So we're going to go and talk about who Jon Heyman thinks the Astros should potentially go out and try to trade for in a second.
Yes, this episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is your place to go. Your passion, drive, and patience to the formula for winning championships. It's also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. This episode is also brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is one of my favorite apps to use. It is the number one daily sports fantasy app with over 5 million active users, I of which am one of them. Eric is also another one of them. The easiest and most exciting way to play fantasy sports, and all you do is pick more or less of 2 to 6 player stat projections with and match the winnings and watch them roll in, okay? You have daily action. You can go on there with your friends, become a part of the PrizePicks community. So get in on the excitement. Went up to 100 times your cash this summer in games on PrizePicks. You could turn $10 into $1,000 watching Team USA rack up the gold medals this summer. You can make a PrizePicks lineup of players across from basketball, soccer, tennis, golf, and more in just as little as 60 seconds. So make sure that you go check out PrizePicks today. Player stats, any kind you want. Download the PrizePicks app today and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. That's code LOCKEDONMLB on PrizePicks for your first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Hey, you, McFly. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Have you subscribed to the Locked On Astros podcast? Think, McFly. I got to have time to rewrite my homework. I'm just trying to get in Biff Tanner. I've been watching a little bit Back to the Future, but anyway, guys,
I was wondering. I was like,
McFly, come on, you've seen Back to the Future, but
no,
guys,
I have. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for making us your first listen to Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Go and check us out and go and make your first listen on YouTube. Go and hit that little subscribe button down there. But I want to go back to Pedro Leon. I know Francie Romero said that the Astros are likely looking to trade Pedro Leon because there is no place for him on the major league roster this year, likely next year as well. So he's likely to be one of their primary trade targets. He hit his 19th home run yesterday or today, one of those. And so he is actually somebody that possibly could get you a lot. I think a little bit more than James Paxton. James Paxton is a good player, but I think the Astros are looking for somebody with a little bit more control if they're going to give up some prospects.
Yeah, the only problem with Leon is you're going to have to package him with somebody because he is 26. He has never made it to the major leagues, and he's just now fixed the holes in his swing. So he does have that against him. Now, what he has going for him are all the positives and all the things that you see when you open up the stat book like you're talking about, right? But it's going to take, for a major league type pitcher, it's going to take not just him, but others. I think Chas McCormick's going to have to be in the mix. I think you have to have someone from the major league club. Paxton, I don't know. Paxton may not garner that much. Okay. But I don't know how to gauge Leon's true, honest, tried and true value at this point. Like I said, with a guy that's never been in the major leagues, I want him to have value because I want him to go have a good major league career. He's grinded his tail end off. He's a good guy. I've met with him. I've talked with him through a translator a couple times. I love his work ethic. I love his mindset. He's a good part of the team. He's a good vibes guy. He just needs that opportunity. And some people are like, why don't we DFA some of our major, like Chaz and let Pedro play? Like, well, but then
this is the same guy last year. We were begging for Dusty Baker to play more. It's crazy the difference a year makes.
It is. Well, because last year he was on it. This year he's not. It's, it's the ebb and flow of baseball. That's why you can't hang too hard on one real tried and true opinion about a player over the years. You know what I'm saying? Because they go up and down. If they're not an established major, how many established major league guys are there? Right? I mean,
they can't all be like Eric Huysman out there.
Oh my God, no, they can't. I mean, that is right there. That right there. I mean, speaking of Hall of Fame, did you see Jim Leland's the end of his acceptance speech?
No, what did he say?
He literally said, every one of you are here. You have your favorite team's jersey. You've spent years. He goes, you've gone to the stadium. I've seen 40,000 towels waving. You put your heart and your soul. You cry. You weep. You celebrate this great game. And he said, it's because of you that we are who we are. It's because of you that we have the Hall of Fame. I mean, he was tearing up. He was like, I miss those days. Thank y'all for being great fans. It was just like, it was the coolest message. I was like, that is a dude right there. I would love to meet that guy one day. Just gave mad props to the fans, acknowledge all the different fan bases. It was a beautiful thing. Well deserved for Mr. Leland.
Well, Roflo on MLB Network today was talking to Jon Heyman, and they're talking about all the different trades that teams can make. And so he mentioned the Astros, and they said, well, the Astros could have been linked to going after Vladimir Guerrero and who was it? Alfonso. I can't think of it. The Mets first baseman, Alfonso. Alonso. Yeah. But Alonso, by the way, is not going to be traded. The Mets came out today and said that Alonso is not going to be traded.
I didn't think he was going anywhere now.
Yeah. But during that conversation, they said an all-star could be traded. And that all-star is Isaac Paredes. And it's not Isaac, it's actually Isaac. But it's Paredes, and he's actually a third baseman. He could play some outfield at times.
He's playing first base right now.
But he's only played like 2 games or so.
But I'm just saying his primary position is third. So
right. Yeah. So he's batting .252 with a OPS of .802 with 16 home runs, 51 RBIs. He's in a little cold stretch right now. He's batting .175 in the past 30 games, but he still has 6 home runs, 13 RBIs. So what Jon Heyman said, this is not just to address first base. This is, knock on wood, in case Alex Bregman decides to leave. And he says it's a pretty big sentiment across baseball that Alex Bregman will be wearing a different uniform next year. And so you just go play him at first base this year, then switch him over to third base next year, and just find somebody to play first base next year.
Well, I mean, think about it. You have Paredes, you move Diaz to first base, Altuve at second, and then Pena at shortstop. That's not bad. That's not bad, dude.
Isak, apparently.
Yeah, Isak. There you go. So Paredes, I like the idea. 3 years of control after this. He's been good. He would be injected into a really solid lineup. This lineup does need some injection to some guys that can hit long balls. And hey, speaking of, I need to make sure that we tell the people about this because I want them to go to the community tab tonight and look at it. We got our game September 1st, Eric. Real quick, give me like 30 seconds. September 1st, we've got the game versus the Kansas City Royals, $44 tickets. You can go hang out with me and Eric and just have the ballpark app. If you're going to go, I have the Venmo and the instructions on the YouTube channel to do that. So come join us at a game. Come join us September 1st, the Sunday game, 1:10. Go follow the instructions. I've already have 4 tickets reserved. We only have 20. I can extend it to 31 if we get all 20 bought up, but it's going to be fun. Come hang out with us. If you hang out with us, everybody will get an exclusive. There will be a special sticker handed out. Also, we will have 2 bobbleheads to give away that everyone will get a ticket with their name on it. When we're there, we'll draw for it, and we'll be giving away 2 bobbleheads there at the game while we're there at the game. So y'all come hang out with us.
Yes, definitely. That sounds exciting. And we already talked about David Hensley getting DFA today. There's Luis Garcia threw 31 pitch bullpen today, 91 miles per hour. Joe Spada said Justin Verlander is scheduled to throw another bullpen on Wednesday. And surprise, surprise, Lance McCullers is still not throwing a baseball. So whatever you want to say.
Notice in my Now I Did today, I was like, he's back. It's about Aledmys Diaz.
Uh-huh.
Go look at the picture I used for Lance McCullers. I'll just give you that little nugget, and you have to go watch it.
All right. So tomorrow the Astros will be playing the A's again. Of course, Jake Bloss will be on the mound. So the Astros need a good outing for Jake Bloss. They need to see what they have out of Jake Bloss. So Bloss has shown some positive signs, but he's also shown some signs of can we really count on him? So I know in his first game, he lasted only it was only 2 innings or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then his last game wasn't, I'm trying to find here's the game logs. But in his last game, he pitched 4 innings, both 3 2/3 innings. So last game was 4 innings. So he did pretty good in that game, but they're probably looking to get his pitch count up from 82 to maybe 90 or 95 or something. So they're taking baby steps with Jake Bloss. So he needs to get out of the crib tomorrow and just pitch some innings.
Out of the crib? Oh, because he's a baby, I guess.
Well, baby steps.
Right. Baby steps. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. It's been a great show. Let's go get the second win. Let's let the Bloss have this sauce tomorrow, and let's win in Oakland. All right. I'm out.
All right. My name's Eric Huysman. He's Brett Chancey. We'll see you tomorrow. Go Astros.
What are you doing?
They're out of order.
I haven't touched them.